Alright, quick update on Smooth Love Potion. So we're not looking too good. In yesterday's video, we talked about the long-term moving average on the 4-hourly EMA ribbons. We hadn't come up to them yet when we made our SLP video, and we were talking about how this will probably be a strong area of resistance. You can see we came up, we actually poked just above the top of these before having a huge rejection. And as you can see, SLP is now moving down below these 4-hourly EMA ribbons. The last time we had a push out from the short-term moving average on these EMAs, we moved down approximately 10%. So not looking the greatest right now. In terms of momentum on the 4-hour, it looks like, as we're not seeing much continuation right now, and as these last 3 4-hourly bull candles in terms of the squeeze mom are getting smaller and smaller and smaller as they increase, like they're increasing but by a very small amount. So if SLP doesn't start rocketing in the next 4-hourly candle, in the next 8-hourly candle, then unfortunately we are going to top off in the short time, and that means the 4-hourly squeeze mom is going to put in a dark green candle, and that would be indicative that we are about to roll over. Now there's another reason why we could be about to roll over. We talked about this before. We talked about this bull flag that we were forming with this flag and this channel right here. Now the price target of the bull flag has already been hit, so we're not going to talk about, you know, the bull flag per se, but the channel that the bull flag formed is still a very clear area of support slash resistance. The bottom line on this bull flag, it was support here, here, and here. It was support here, it was support here, and then we slipped below it. You can see it was resistance. We broke above it, we didn't back test it, so it was neither support or resistance, and we're moving back below it in the lower time frames now. In the lower time frames we have just slipped below it, so we're not looking the greatest for SLP right now, and I really want to see it have a reversal, but it is coming down to its last legs. So once again, I find myself talking about your last line in the sand, the 786 Fibonacci target down here at 1.56 cent. That is your 786 from this low to high impulse. We need to get out of here ASAP. We have just had a fake out on the daily EMA ribbons, and you know, we've only fired bullish on these EMA ribbons one other time before for SLP, and you can see it was a fake out. We put in an M pattern and we started to roll down after putting in this fake out, and we're doing the exact same thing right now on the price chart for SLP. So we're not looking too good. I have to come down to the 4-hour to show you, but this is where we topped. You can see we've got a very clear-cut M pattern playing out right here. Whether you want to draw it from the wick or whether you want to draw it from the close, they are both a very almost perfect valid M pattern. And I say almost perfect because this candle close up here was slightly higher than this one, but nonetheless it doesn't matter if you've got an M like this or you've got a more common M like this, which is really what you want to see in most bearish scenarios where you've got lower highs. But even if they are building higher lows or higher highs, sorry, you can still M out, and that is what we are doing. Unfortunately, we're not looking too great. Once again, we need to take out these 4-hourly EMA ribbons. It seems very conservative to just wait for the 4-hour EMAs to get taken out, because normally when we're in these downtrends we come up to the top of them, top, and it isn't until we break above them and start chilling and back testing them for a couple of days that you can be sure that we have a bottom in for SLP. Right now, the past couple of times, like I said, we come into these moving averages on these EMA ribbons and we just get rejected. We get rejected and keep on forming lower lows. So if we draw, you can see we're in like a really mini channel right now. If I draw this out, you can see something like this, almost like an ascending or descending broadening wedge. We've got a descending broadening wedge pattern playing out right now, and it looks like we have just topped out at the top here. If we come over to the lower time frames, I don't like to put too much weight in the 1 hour, but you can see we're having a momentum shift in favor of the bears. So if you're watching this video and SLP isn't pumping very strongly back above between 1.69 and 1.74, then unfortunately we're probably going to be coming back down to the 786 fib down here at 1.56 cent. I'm personally still sitting on the sidelines. I'm not looking to enter any new trades on SLP while it is in this turbulence mode. Also bear in mind we have a huge asymmetrical triangle pattern on the daily that we have only recently broken out of, and this has allowed these daily EMAs to fire bearish. So we could even have a huge impulse up to the short-term moving average in the next day or so, up to as high as 1.8, and that could still be a top before we do come down. So I think there's a lot of overhead resistance. We do need to be cautious if you are trading this. I'm personally not looking to trade this. I'd prefer to wait for hopefully a bottom at the 1.56 and then maybe a leveraged long if SLP does come down here. Keep your eyes on the 4-hourly squeeze mob. I had a few people ask me what is the squeeze mob. If you come over to the indicators on TradingView, it is the squeeze momentum indicator by Lazy Bear. This is my favorite indicator. A lot of people like to use the MACD. I much prefer the squeeze mob. I think it is a much more valid, and it is correct a lot more times than the MACD. In my opinion, that is based on my own trading. I'm able to read these squeeze mobs a lot easier than I am on the MACD, and I find there's sometimes fake outs on the MACD. I think the squeeze mob is a very clear-cut indicator, especially when you use it on higher time frames. And in the higher time frames, unfortunately, the bears have not lost their momentum. So I'm not expecting a momentum shift until the daily squeeze mob starts putting in some dark red candles. I'll give you an update if and when that happens. Until then, that is all I've got for you today. Once again, best of luck if you're an SLP. If you like the content, like and subscribe, share with your friends. That's all I've got for you today. Not financial advice. Cowboy out. Peace.